to the OhioRAAM Show.
Well, hello, it's Lee Kreider here with the OhioRAAM Show, a show that puts the ultra in ultra cycling and the Ram in the race across America.
That's a good one. I like that.
I just came up with that, Jim.
There you go. Brilliant. I'm Jim Lawyer, and the OhioRAAM Show is brought to you by all of our time stations here in Ohio. Time Station 41 in Oxford, Time Station 42 in Blanchester, and Time Station 43 in Chillicothe, and all the great people that run those and volunteer.
Very good, and happy Easter to everyone out there, and also to our Jewish friends who are celebrating the holy days now. We wish them our greetings as well.
Definitely.
And if you're celebrating some holiday, whatever it is.
That's right. Happy holidays. We'll just say that.
We love you all.
There you go.
That's the way it ought to be, Jim.
Yep. Hey, Lee, I noticed we may have a problem with Facebook. I don't know if you saw that.
No.
It's got the exclamation point, and it said Facebook was having a problem, a temporary problem. So I think we're only on YouTube right now.
Huh.
So I don't know what would take to resolve, but I just wanted to let you know real quick. Sorry.
Okay, well, it is what it is. I mean, we've been grumbling. I mean, we shouldn't look a gift horse in the mouth, but
exactly.
Every time we go to do something, they've changed something, and we have to figure out how to get around it.
Yep.
Well, let's hope. Well, at least there's some people out there.
Yeah, we got 3 people on right now on YouTube, so that's good.
Well, it looks like we got some on both. Anyhow.
Okay, so it may be on Facebook now.
Glad to see you folks.
Yes, definitely.
I hope we're coming through out there. And Jim.
Let us know in the comments if we're having any issues out there. But, not any issues because we have issues, but
yeah, let us know what's going on because we can't see from here exactly.
Yep.
So just put a comment in either Facebook or YouTube, either one, and be sure to put your comments in. Goodness sakes, whatever.
Yeah, just give us a shout out and let us know you're there. Yeah,
if you want to tell us we're the most wonderful thing you've ever watched on the computer, why, you can do that as well. Jim, I'm consuming your time.
Oh, no worries. News. Okay, we'll start out with days till RAM. Countdown to RAM 2021, 72 days to the start. The solo starts on the 15th of June. Team starts on the Saturday, June 19th. And where we're concerned with is through Ohio. They'll be through Ohio the 22nd through the 25th. So come on out to our time stations and give us a watch. Next big thing on the news that I want to get near and dear to my heart, we're doing a ride for your aerobic. We're doing online rides on 3 platforms. Zwift and Chris Hopkinson will be leading that one. And Derek will be doing one on RGT. And then we've got another gentleman that I don't remember his name right off the top of my head is going to be doing it on Ruby. So we'll have 3 platforms and we'll have 2 rides during the day. We'll have one that starts at 6 a.m. British summertime, which is 1 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And the next one will be 2 p.m. British summertime. And that will be 9 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time. So pop in, pop out, join us, and ride with us. If you don't want to ride on the trainers, ride outside, send us a picture. There's a website that'll be in the show notes where you can find out more information about this wonderful ride for this great legend.
Yeah, that's and I have to say, Jim, you have done a tremendous amount of work on this.
We're giving it a go.
I've done nothing. I've just sat back and let you do it. But I've had some other things going on in my life as well. Yeah. But so, Jim, you'll keep us informed as to what's going on, and
definitely
be sure to watch our Facebook page if there is one.
There you go. Exactly.
Ride for Jury.
Yep.
I should say Ride for Uri.
Uri. Yes.
Get it pronounced correctly. Go find that on Facebook. Follow it. like it, and we'll be popping, or Jim will be popping stuff up there.
There you go. And it's a great chance to ride online with a bunch of ultra cycling legends and a lot of very good cyclists.
Yeah, and Yuri Robic was one of the great athletes of ultra cycling.
Mm-hmm.
I think he brought it to the attention of a lot of people.
Definitely.
Winning the Race Across America 5 times. His life was cut short way too young.
Definitely, yes.
Training accident just a few miles from his home.
Mm-hmm.
One of the great shocks that went through us. I remember that day very well.
Yes.
Jim, what have you heard about Bessie's Creek? I've heard some things on Facebook, but no results as such.
Correct. I know that our good friend out of Kansas, time station 34, 35, I don't remember the time station number, Adam Ashwell finished first in his category in the 12-hour race. I know Nancy and John Guth had a very, very good ride. And then J. Michael Phillips did very good. He did like 510 miles, I believe, finished the whole thing.
Yeah.
So we'll try to get some more information, and on our next show, we'll have some results for you guys and maybe some pictures.
Doug Shivington up there in the top of Ohio says he's not having any issues.
Yep, and something about Team Shivington, we'll be following him as he does a ride on the Indy Velodrome, the Major Taylor Velodrome coming up, and that'll be on the 16th of April. It's a Friday, I believe, so we'll be out there covering that too. Okay,
very good. Doug says Happy Easter to you.
Yes, Doug.
Doug, and we've had a glorious day here. I'm sure you have up there in the top of Ohio where you live. And the ski season is over. And
definitely, we hope so.
It is here in Ohio, at least. I don't know about probably Colorado too, or getting maybe, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
We'll find out here in just a minute. Let's stop jabbering here. Let's just make sure that you get your comments in here. Jim's going to pull that ticker up here for us.
Right
there it is.
I read your mind.
Yeah, you're a step ahead, as you always are.
Nah.
And be sure to, like I said, give your posts, your comments, your questions, anything like that. Let's just bump on out to Denver, Colorado, and our buddy out there, Kit Hinders. How are you, Kit?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
We're great to have you, yes.
Hey, tell us a little about yourself and your Ohio connection and what you do outside of the world of cycling.
Sure. My name's Kit. I spent a lot of my childhood in Ohio growing up. I went to school in Ohio, and I started riding and racing bikes in Ohio.
Awesome.
So without Ohio, there wouldn't be a bicyclist. And honestly, without the bike, I probably wouldn't be in Colorado. Outside of bikes, I'm a school teacher. In addition to being a school teacher, I work some contracting jobs. I do photography freelance, and I enjoy carpentry type work in my garage.
Awesome.
Great. And, you said in something you wrote that you hung around the time station there in Oxford at night.
Yes.
Yes.
I wonder if you and I might have bumped into one another.
I was thinking the same thing. Yes.
I spent a lot of time on the night shift there in Oxford when we were getting going.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of enjoyed the night shift, actually. Hey, Kit, you've got something coming up here. Explain this to us and what you're trying to do and when and what it's all about.
Absolutely. On Saturday, May 8th, and I know it'll be a stretch for my Ohio friends, we're going to do something called YOCOLO. And it started as a challenge in Italy with our friends, the Grubers and Igor Travella. They set up and did something called the Yolomites, and it was a challenge to see how quickly you could get 5,000 meters. And 5,000 meters is 17,000 feet in U.S. standard, in case your math isn't so exact sharp. And we used crazy roads to get there when we rode the course in 2019, and I really wanted to bring that back to the States. It took a long time. The hard thing about Colorado, there's not that many roads. it seems silly. In Ohio, there are more
Ever.
roads than you could ever ride. I mean, you could do loops. It's very much like Belgium if you guys watched the Ron van Vlaanderen today.
Mm-hmm.
There are so many roads to choose from. In Colorado, there's not that many roads.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a pretty tall task. We have some not secret roads, but we have some roads that we probably haven't taken a road bike on for this challenge. I can tell you it's going to be in Boulder, Colorado. We're doing it Saturday, May 8th. It's going to be very loose. If you guys want to show up and ride with the group, fantastic. We're going to have a group with you. If you guys want to show up solo and ride solo, great. If you guys want to start with a group and then leave us because we're too slow, it's going to be a dealer's choice. I'm really excited about it. The whole reason behind it is to heal the community. Our racing community, our bike community, has been separated and isolated, and that's something that we hope to fix in the months and years to come. Mm-hmm. And this is sort of the first step. We want to get people out. We want to get people riding bikes together again, and that community happy and healthy.
Definitely. Sounds like a great event. Can people find out more on a website or a Facebook page? Or
yes, I believe I sent some link.
Okay.
I'll make sure to get those links to you so that they're easily referable to. I'm horrible with good technology.
Well, I believe if you look on our show website, OhioRAAM Show.com, which you see at the top of the page there, top of the window, you'll see a link to these events, and you can find it easily there. I hope we have them all correct. But so this isn't a race per se, as I understand it, Kit.
If you want to race it, I think you'll have a really hard time. But I won't stop anyone. Corbin, Ohio. There's a great little race. It's called the Dirty Dozen.
Yes, great race.
Dave Bond puts it on. I've taken part in that 2 times, and twice I've come second. So a little bit of a
awesome.
But you could very much do something like that. At the bottom of the hill, you could blow a whistle and you could race to the top, but I don't know how many people would make it to the top. These are really hard climbs.
How do they compare to the ones down in Corbin and all that area?
The steepness is pretty close.
Okay.
But the length is much longer.
Gotcha.
So
down where
like for example, one of the climbs in 5 miles, we're gonna get almost 2,000 feet of vertical.
Wow.
So
you got to have your granny gear handy.
Yeah, the whole purpose, and it's a little deceiving. I say 17,000 feet in 70 miles, but it's a lie. It's a bold-faced lie because the last 20 miles are all downhill.
Wow.
Really, it's 17,000 feet in
50 or whatever, 40. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, it's mean.
Got a comment from Brian Hinders. I think probably a relative, maybe.
That's my father, my beloved father.
Okay, he's asking, so is this an event you would urge your 65-year-old father to ride?
I want everyone to show up.
Excellent. Get out and ride.
The great thing about this is the way I plan the route, you're never more than an hour away from your car. So
that's awesome.
Get into trouble, just turn around, go back down the hill, find your car.
Well, that's good to know. What kind of road surfaces are we talking about?
You have a lot. The first climb is smooth tarmac, and then we're going to go down a dirt path, and then we're going to be on chip and seal for a couple of climbs, and then we're going to kind of be on a mountain bike path for a little bit, and then the last climb is. You guys, are you familiar with Scree?
Yes.
It's more or less that.
Gotcha.
It's going to be really bad. Like my cyclocross friends say, you're going to take people up that.
Heck yeah.
There's a way around it. You don't have to take that part of the
Gotcha.
the hill.
Outstanding.
Nobody might show up too. That's a possibility. We might put all this energy and effort into this and then nobody shows up.
No, I'm sure people are going to show up just to get out and ride and enjoy the climbing.
we're hopeful.
Yes.
I want to see somebody show up on a fixie.
There you go.
So my friend Lucas, he rides single speed, and he won Steamboat Gravel a couple of years ago in the single speed category, and I believe he's doing the Garmin Outbound or Overground, the former DK course, single speed, and I can't wrap my head around that.
That's wow.
Yeah, me either.
I need my gears.
My hat goes off to you.
Definitely.
Kit, you have a concern that you are supporting around this ride or through this ride. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, so this is the charity that I'm working with. So I do a lot of the media for Go4Graham, and I got involved with them about 18 months ago. And the premise behind Go4Graham is to, as it says on their shirt somewhere, is to shred the stigma around mental illness. And people are afraid. It's a scary word, this term mental illness, and it's a very unknown entity. And people are very much, I say, oh, you go to a therapist? Oh, and they sort of pull back. And people, perhaps there are people out there that feel in some way that they are weaker or different because they are seeking help, or because they're afraid to ask for help because they don't want to be seen differently by their peers. And so that's our purpose at Go4Graham. We're a community. There's about 200 of us that are trained ambassadors. I say ambassadors. It's a title that anybody that signs up for our training can earn. And our goal isn't to be therapists. Our goal is to be that friend, that listening peer, because sometimes you just need a little bit of a push to go and seek out that help, a little bit of a confidence, of a friend, a training partner. And sport is a great way to meet those people and be involved. So that's our goal here. Specifically, this ride is going to support our Let's Talk Fund, which is a massive money that we're collecting to help people that otherwise would not be able to afford therapy get help.
Yeah, well, I can identify with that. I think a lot of people can during this year of pandemic, because I have to tell you that I struggled a bit with the depression, which was quite a shock to me, because I had never felt anything like that before, Kit. It just hit me one day, like somebody flipped a switch. And I come to find out that I wasn't alone. And I like the campaign that's going on around here. I don't know. I assume it's in Colorado as well, where they say it's okay to be not okay. And I think that's an important message to get out. I think people are fearful that they're going to get a psychotherapist that's going to dig out their deepest, darkest, hidden secrets of their life. And generally, that's not what we're involved with. I know I reached out to my family doctor, and I just sent her an email, and I said, I feel like, well, I won't use it, but you know what I said. And she immediately arranged for a video conference, which in and of itself helped. That led to a behavioral therapist who worked online with me. And it was just simple little ideas to deal with this isolation that was getting the best of me. And my family doctor said, and the behavioral therapist said as well, there's nothing unique. And of course, it happens even when we're not having a pandemic and other times. But I think that's kind of brought it to bear on us in very interesting ways. And mine was episodic, it just be a couple hours and then go away. And then a few days later, maybe a couple more hours, it would come back. Fortunately, I don't know, I know my doctor well, and I just reached out to her and says, hey, this is how I feel. And she was very responsive. So, hey, I understand a little bit. I think depression may be probably the most diagnosed mental illness there is, isn't it, Kit?
Yeah, there's a lot of different studies as to what it takes to be diagnosed with certain types of mental health illnesses, but depression is definitely up there, and the numbers are staggering. It changes based on who you look at, but I believe the latest number I saw is 1 in 3 adults will be diagnosed at some point in their lifetime. And it's just like the campaign that you heard, it's okay to not feel okay. We're here, especially as young adults, especially in isolation. There's many in the Denver community. I think I haven't been an adolescent, not an adolescent. I haven't been a young adult in Ohio for a long time. But there's a lot more isolation. There's a lot less dating relationships and couples, and it's a bunch of singles out there, and that isolation can really be dangerous in a lot of ways, and even in non-pandemic times. That mental health is insidious and it's sneaky, and if you're not, I don't want to say if you're not careful, but it attacks some of the strongest people you know, and
Definitely.
That's what we're all about. We want to make sure that people know that your friends are here, your community's here for you, and that there are resources available to help, and that you're not alone.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I think it's so clever here. They've used, well-known football players who have talked about their own struggles. And I think that's a good thing, because I think we men sort of feel like we can handle anything that comes our way. We don't need any help, but sometimes we do.
Well, I know doing this show over the past year has helped me.
Yes.
You know, it's given me something to look forward to, meeting new people like Kit and others, it's helped a lot. So reach out if you need help, definitely.
Absolutely. So tell us again where and when your event is. And I didn't ask, does it cost anything?
No, it does not cost anything. We're collecting money again for that Let's Talk fund. So if you are in a position where your job is stable and you feel compelled, please donate. But it is a free event. There is no sag wagon. So again, that's why if you get into trouble, just go down the hill and find your car. Saturday, May 8th, here it's going to be in Boulder, Colorado. You can find the links that Lee has so kindly put somewhere accessible, because technology is difficulty.
If you go to OhioRAAM and you'll find this is a show we didn't say, but I think it's 366 or something like that.
I think so.
Right now it's at the top of the pile, so it won't be easy to find. Below the video, you'll see show notes. And in those show notes, there'll be a link to what Kit has been talking about. Kit, thank you for being with us.
And thank you for all you do and your teaching. Thank you for being a teacher.
Of course, it sounds like you guys have teachers in your lives too, so thank them for me.
We do. We do.
We will.
And those of you fortunate enough to live in that great state of Colorado, we envy you. But Ohio's pretty nice too.
The challenge that I would put out there is, if you're listening, if you're in Ohio, make an event of your own. I think it's going to be pretty hard to get 17,000 feet. Again, the whole game was how quickly can you get there? So we're going to get there in 50 miles. I don't think it's possible in Ohio.
Right.
But maybe try to get to 2,500 meters. Just make a event, make a ride, invite your friends, invite strangers, get that community back together again in the safest way possible.
Definitely.
And we have Matt Bond here in Ohio. He's a RAM veteran who runs the Ohio version of the Dirty Dozen. Danny Chu's Dirty Dozen there in Pittsburgh. And he does it down along the Little Miami River. If you've ridden down in there, Kit, you know exactly what we're talking about. There's some interesting climbs down there. Terrific.
Yes. A short story. it typically comes down to a middle school kid who is just rail thin. Okay, they're not in middle school, but they seem like they're in middle school. And they're just rail thin, and they can just shoot up those climbs. But then sometimes they struggle with the bigger guys because we can kind of throw our elbows around a little bit. So it was really fun. A couple of years ago, I was down there, and we were giving him a run for his money. They're jostling into position, but it didn't matter. He weighed about what my left leg weighs. So there was no catching him.
I have to say it. When they were routing the Race Across America, it used to go north of Dayton. Now it goes between Dayton and Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
And when they were scouting routes, Matt Bond was helping them, and he took them down there to, I think it was Mather's Mill Hill, Jim,
Mm-hmm.
the one that winds up right at I-71 when you get to the top of it. I think he scared the Race Across America people out and says, no, we don't want to go this way.
Yeah, a while back they did the MS-150 on some of those hills, which blew me away because you got very rookie riders as well as experienced doing that event, and they were on those same hills that were crazy climbs.
So a few years ago, we did the Miami Valley Tandem Rally down there. Now, I want to tell you, climbing them on a tandem was an interesting experience.
I
let
bet.
me tell you. Anyway, hey, we could just start old war stories here right after the other.
Definitely.
Thank you all for watching. Thank you,
Yes.
Kit, for being here.
Yes, Kit, thank you. Good luck on your ride, and everything will go great.
And Jim,
And come on out when it's safe.
Definitely.
Jim, I want to thank you for all you've done this week to prepare for the ride for Uri, the
Thank
memorial ride. Again, that's on the 10th, correct?
Yes.
April
yes,
10th.
Yes.
And follow us on Facebook or YouTube. You'll be hearing more about it. And we hope everyone can get out there and just ride a couple miles who would like to remember Uri Robic, one of the greatest of all our ultra cyclists.
Definitely.
And a great guy to boot.
Yes.
A great guy to boot. Hey, Jim, thanks a lot.
Thank you, Lee. Thank you, Kit.
Bye-bye.
See y'all later.
We'll see y'all later. See you. I forget what's coming next. Well, hey, watch this space.
This is Gregory Zuber, thanking you for watching and sharing.
Music by Kevin MacLeod.